Imagine the year 247 BCE. In the bustling port city of Carthage, a child is born who will one day shake the foundations of the ancient world. His name is Hannibal Barca, and he is destined to become one of history's greatest military commanders. At the time of his birth, Carthage and Rome were already locked in a bitter rivalry. These two Mediterranean titans were fighting for control over trade routes, influence, and ultimately, survival. Their conflicts, known as the Punic Wars, would rage for over a century and decide the fate of an empire. Carthage, located in modern-day Tunisia, was a wealthy maritime power founded by Phoenician traders. Its harbours teemed with ships, its vaults were filled with silver, and its strength was built on the sea. Rome, on the other hand, was a young, fiercely ambitious republic, rapidly expanding its control across Italy. What started as a regional competition soon spiraled into a colossal struggle for the entire Mediterranean. The First Punic War kicked off in 264 BCE, a brutal 23-year naval conflict fought over the island of Sicily. Initially, Rome had no navy to speak of, but with incredible determination, they reverse-engineered captured Carthaginian ships and trained their legions to fight on the waves. In the end, Rome emerged victorious. Carthage was forced to give up Sicily and pay a crippling fine. This was Rome's first overseas province and Carthage's first major humiliation. But the peace wouldn't last. Carthage rebuilt its strength under the leadership of Hamilcar Barca, Hannibal's father. Having lost influence in the west, Hamilcar set his sights on Spain, establishing a new power base rich in silver and fresh soldiers. From a young age, Hannibal accompanied his father on campaigns through the mountains and battlefields of Iberia. It was there, as ancient sources tell us, that Hamilcar made his young son swear an eternal oath, never to be a friend of Rome. When Hamilcar died, command eventually passed to Hannibal. In 218 BCE, at just 29 years old, he ignited the Second Punic War. His goal was not to reclaim old colonies, but to strike at the heart of the enemy, Rome itself. From Spain, Hannibal led his army, complete with his famous war elephants, on an audacious march. He crossed the Pyrenees, traversed Gaul, and conquered the towering snow-covered Alps. Thousands of his men perished in the freezing crossing, but those who survived descended into Italy like an avalanche, shocking the Roman Republic to its core. At the battles of the river Trebia, Lake Trasimene, and finally, Cannae, Hannibal's tactical genius obliterated Roman armies far larger than his own. At Cannae alone, it's said that over 50,000 Romans were killed in a single day, one of the most devastating defeats in military history. The phrase, "Hannibal is at the gates," became a terrifying warning used by Roman parents for generations. Yet, despite his string of incredible victories, Hannibal couldn't besiege Rome itself. He lacked the manpower and siege equipment. The Roman Republic, though battered and bloodied, refused to break. It adapted. Rome raised new armies, strategically avoided direct battles with Hannibal, and opened up new fronts. A brilliant Roman general, Publius Cornelius Scipio, took the fight to Spain, cutting off Hannibal's supply lines and power base. Then, in 204 BCE, Scipio did the unthinkable. He invaded North Africa, forcing Carthage to recall its greatest general. In 202 BCE, at the Battle of Zama, the two legendary commanders finally met face to face. Hannibal's elephants charged, but Scipio's disciplined legions held their ground and outmaneuvered the Carthaginian army. Hannibal was defeated. Carthage lost its empire, its fleet was destroyed, and its treasury was emptied. Rome was now the undisputed ruler of the Western Mediterranean. Hannibal survived and even served as a statesman, but Rome never forgave him. Hunted into exile, he moved from court to court, advising foreign kings on how to challenge Rome's growing power. Finally, around 183 BCE, cornered by his lifelong enemies, Hannibal chose his own end. He took poison, dying on his own terms rather than surrendering. But the story doesn't end there. Decades later, a nervous Rome, still haunted by the memory of Hannibal, decided to end the rivalry once and for all. In the Third Punic War, Roman legions besieged Carthage for 3 long years. When the city fell in 146 BCE, it was systematically burned to the ground. Its people were sold into slavery, and its walls were leveled. Carthage was erased from the map. From the ashes of its greatest rival, Rome rose supreme. The Punic Wars had forged its empire, taught it how to rule over seas, and hardened it into the power that would dominate the world for centuries. It's a timeless story of ambition, endurance, and the staggering price of victory. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from history.